Hi there, I'm Coach Kenneth, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about I got my ex back. Here's what I wish I knew sooner. When you're desperately wanting your ex back, it's very hard to think things through. It's very hard to look at the other components of the relationship. Because all we want is for them to come back, and you obsess about, are they going to come back? Are they not going to come back? You got to get beyond that. If you don't get beyond that and you're just stuck on them coming back, you're not going to be prepared for when they come back, and it's going to fall apart again. You would be surprised how many times I get calls with people or emails from people that got their ex back, didn't do the work, didn't focus on everything that we teach, and it falls apart again. And they're sometimes even more devastated because they're like, I had the chance. I had the chance to get my ex back. So when you're sitting in no contact every day, think about all the people out there that are going through a breakup. Are they working harder than you, or are you working harder than them? If it's me, nobody's going to work harder than me, right? Because I really believe in over-preparing and trying to understand what went wrong, but also what I'm going to do to turn things around. There's so much about a breakup, mental health, attachment issues, attraction, compatibility. There are so many different things you have to think about and consider. And that's why I say every relationship is different. Every breakup is different. Throughout any given day, when I'm doing my calls and then doing my email coachings, the scenarios are very different in so many ways. So today I've got a nice email coaching follow-up from somebody that got their ex back, okay? And what you guys have to realize is that where you're at today will be different 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. Time changes things. Now, you could get an opportunity with your ex and blow it. You could get an opportunity with them and it goes well, and maybe you don't want to be with them anymore. So many different things can happen. But when you make the focus on healing and growing, like doing the creative healing course, 30 minutes a day, I promise you, your growth is going to blow your exes away. There's no way they can compete with the stuff that we put out there. Okay, even if they were going to therapy weekly and reading books and stuff, the amount of knowledge that we share and help you guys put into practice, like practically, is just unbelievable. And I'm very proud of that. I mean, we have 2,500 videos, and as you can see, our stuff has been copied for so many years. And many of these coaches at this point have had coaching from me, but they don't tell you that. I won't name names. Maybe one day. No, I'm just kidding. Am I? I don't know. All right, so let me get into this email coaching and pay close attention to this situation, guys, because this is somebody that got their ex back. They said, Coach Craig, I am currently going through a breakup, a different and better woman that had me return to coach and bought the knowledge and creative healing course package. Doing the work in a very easy way compared to then, thanks to these programs. I was watching a video and it prompted me to send you this. A success story with the word of caution. 7 years ago, we had a coaching session, and I followed your get your ex back advice. It took 7 months, and I got the let's go to this concert, I guess it means text, and it led to a 5-year relationship. Everything Coach Craig says is like gold, whether you believe it or not. That's one of the things that I see with you guys. But look at this. We have somebody that went through a breakup 7 years ago, and they still come back to the channel. Why? Because they can see that what we do is authentic and it's real. It's not this nonsense. Text your ex back. Send your ex a handwritten letter or no contact won't work. 30 days, no contact. You have to do 30 days. 31 is the magical day. Give me a break, guys. That is not feasible. It doesn't work. All of that is garbage played to your anxiety and your fear. But I do this because Breakups were incredibly painful for me. I've talked about that openly since I launched the channel. I've always been very authentic with you guys in sharing my story and many of the things that have happened to me in my life and my attachment issues, and that's why my breakups were so painful. So here we have somebody that got that ex back and had a 5-year relationship, and now they're struggling again. Let me tell all of you, it is hard. I went to sleep every night to playlists of Coach. I have a playlist called Listen While You Sleep. You can put it on. People tell me all the time, I listen to that playlist, I wake up, I have a nightmare, I'm listening to you guys, and puts me right back to sleep. Which sounds like an insult in some ways, right? No, but we know what you mean. I find myself doing the same things now as I face this same thing as a coping mechanism. I'm amazed at how much easier this is now versus then, but back to the success story with caution. At the time when this is happening 7 years ago, I was going through a divorce, and this person I had feelings for was my quote-unquote best friend. I realize different now. She was all about helping me through the divorce in every day possible. I think he meant to say every way. And then she just broke up with me. I was destroyed. I turned to every guru on the web to find an answer on what to do. Bam! I found Craig. Scheduled a call. I wanted to focus on losing this new friend, but he kept guiding me back to the divorce and my kids. I will tell all of you, these programs reveal so much about you and who you choose. I'm sure he's meaning the creative healing course in the workbook. I wish I could tell you all that the 5 years was bliss. What I can say is I lived a Coach Craig, quote unquote, choose a good partner. Don't ignore the red flags. I guess he means kind of life. I don't say this to imply that the 5 years were all bad, but the same issues kept coming up over and over. I kept thinking it was me and me alone. Classic people pleaser syndrome. I have heard the line that made me so mad at the time, but I needed to hear. Oh, I guess this is what I said to him. Hey man, I can tell you're a smart guy. Are you focused on the right problem here? What about the family that you have? I wanted to reach through the phone and grab Coach and scream. Now I realized how smart he was. Well, there's a lot of wisdom in our experience here. You know, I was a therapist for many, many years before we launched the channel, and I had Margaret as an incredible mentor for many years before we launched the channel. And because I felt like nobody really understood this stuff. And it was so incredibly frustrating for me for so long that I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. Nobody's going to understand this stuff better than me. And that was my mission from well before I launched the channel. That was my obsession. That's why I understand this stuff so well. And I look at all these minor little things. He says, how I wish I had listened back then. He could see that I was focusing on fixing something without stopping to understand why versus giving energy to what I actually needed. I can say that my ex-wife and I get along well and have co-parented some great kids, but not the way I wanted to be a dad. I have even tried to repair my marriage, but way too late. My choices had true consequences. Guys, this is the thing that is really hard to swallow. Your actions, every little action that you do, especially in no contact, has a consequence. And it hurts, but that's the reality. That's what I'm trying to protect you from. When I tell you guys, don't reach out, let them reach out. And you guys go against what I tell you to do. I have it happen all the time. You're the ones that face the consequence of it. Okay, not me. I know what's going to happen. I hear it all day long when I'm doing my calls. And I tell you, especially if you've done a call with me and I tell you a plan and we discuss a plan and you go against that plan, almost all the time it goes poorly. Why? because people can be very predictable in a lot of ways during a breakup. And there are certain things that will re-attract an ex, and are certain things that will turn them off, make them angry, and make them lose interest. So actions have consequences, and sometimes they're very, very painful. I implore you to really think about the stuff that we say in the videos before you do anything that goes against it. He says, we all get in such a hurry to fix the breakup and stop the pain. I am telling you, had I listened to Coach then and sat in the pain a minute to understand myself and applied his knowledge on my marriage, I'm sure it would have been different. Now remember what he said. He tried to repair his marriage. I think he saw it then. Let me also tell you how much better I am as a person because I'm going through all of this. Please don't take my story as bad, but as a note that this is a complete process and you can't pick and choose what you want. Well, that's like you guys. You'll pick and choose things that I'll suggest or pick and choose things from the videos, and then you'll take a lot of other stuff that you find out there. You could do that. It's totally up to you, but I'm trying to protect you, okay? I want you guys to have the best opportunity that you can to turn things around. If it doesn't work out, then at least you'll know you had the best chance of doing it. But that also means personal growth, okay? Don't skimp on the personal growth and just stick to no contact, because that's not a magic fix. It can do a lot to turn things around, but ultimately, if you're going to be with somebody, it's got to be healthy. I am grateful for what I now call the 5 years of painful learning, because I led the person I spent the last 3 years with who checked every box of what I wanted. I don't think English is his first language. Guys, please, I am begging you to read over your sentences and make sure everything flows properly before you send it to me. You have to understand, I only know what you write, and if your story doesn't flow or make a lot of sense, it makes it more challenging for me to interpret these things. Okay? So please take your time, especially if you do an email coaching. Because when we're doing a call, I could quickly follow up and say, wait, what do you mean? And ask a follow-up question. I got a little depressed and I hopped on the train to Dumpsville without realizing. And bam, here I am again. This time, I know what I need to do. 1. No reach out. Important, different approach than the no contact 30-day garbage you see, obviously. I mean, you should have known that a long time ago, though. 2, do the work on yourself to understand what you did to contribute to your situation. The next 2 are big ones. Number 3, why do I want to save this relationship? And we get you to think about that all the time. We don't want you to just want an ex back. We want you to think about how to have a healthy relationship with this person again. What would you have to do to create something healthy? We don't want you to get into something toxic or abusive. So yeah, that's a big part of it. Number 4, who is the person I'm trying to keep? Take a minute to actually list who you think they actually are. Yeah, and you need to take more than a minute. I mean, this is somebody that you're wanting to spend your life with, someone that you're wanting to have a healthy relationship with, not just get them back, okay? You want to go beyond that. You got to take time to really learn and grow, figure out who you are and who you want to become. You know, the creative healing course and the knowledge has so much wisdom in it. It can truly help you become the most confident you've ever been. You'll understand attraction better. There's so many things that you're going to understand better, and it will help you develop emotional self-control, because it's often anxiety that destroys our relationships. So many of you are going through a journey, and we want to help you along that way. But it can't only be about where your ex is at, what they're doing, if they've logged on social media, if they posted a story. That's not going to help you. If you could stay laser focused on the personal growth, 30 minutes a day doing the creative healing course or the workbooks, that is going to put you in a much better position to turn things around when your ex reaches out. If they don't reach out for some reason, you will see that you've done so much growth that you get to a place where you're okay without that person, and that there may even be people that are way better for you out there. It's hard to believe. I understand. It's so hard to believe because we get so attached to people. But with attachment, our attachment issues come out. And if you don't heal those things, you could get pushy, controlling, manipulative, smothering, argumentative, lose emotional self-control, impatient, demanding. I mean, all of these things come out very quickly. And each and every one of those things destroys attraction. But when you replace that with a confident behavior, you're far more likely to turn it around. Okay? So hopefully this one's been helpful to you. If you'd like to get my help personally, you could do that on my website, askgreg.net. I do email coaching and I do Zoom calls. That's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth, and I will talk with you soon.